Business analysis is about people. I've been on stage since I was like 5. You can't just throw somebody from cold into the hottest ring of creativity.
Why is that like their new superpower? What's the one question we should be asking ourselves first?
I think the thing is, I'm now leaving the corporate world with the intent of setting up my own business, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And One Mill Street, I've just sort of become aware of it as this hub for startups, for people. It's a great networking opportunity. It's a bit of an accelerator. I sort of started coming down here, having a little chat, and I've just found everyone so helpful. Really inspiring as well. It's a good place to go on those days where I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then I come and chat to somebody, and every time I come in here I end up talking to someone. And they're like, have you spoken to this person? They're going through the same journey as you, or they're doing the same thing, or they've come from a similar background, or there's some synergies there.
I suppose what intrigues me most about you is that you're Business Analyst Finalist of the Year 2024, but then you've also got this world of improvisational comedy. Where does the intersection of that Venn diagram lie? And also for people listening, why is that like their new superpower?
Business analysis is about people. It's about understanding people's experience of an organisation. It's also a lot of facilitation. It's bringing people together and coaching them, and all of that creative world, the comedy especially. Sometimes my workshops do end up being a bit of a stand-up gig, but I think that playfulness helps people relax into it. It helps people bond. So within the comedy world, so when we're doing a show, we have various beats within the show. We start to tell a joke, and then we'll come back to that joke. We'll do a callback. And the brilliant thing about that is it makes the audience feel like they're in on the joke. It immediately builds more cohesion in the room. So in workshop facilitation, there's similar ways of building that team cohesion as you go through. Building common jokes, building interplay between people, building common references. It's much like vision alignment, but on a much smaller scale for just a workshop. And it really helps people to work together.
For all the businesses out there, what's the one question we should be asking ourselves first to look at business analysis with that creative lens?
I think the thing is, quite often organisations will say, we need a new system. Our systems are broken. This IT technology is letting us down. We need a new supplier. We need a new partner. And often it's not the problem. Often it's a process problem. Often it's the wrong people in the wrong roles, or people are struggling. So I try to always look at people, process and culture before we start getting into systems. Take a step back and go, well, let's get to the root cause of the problem, because if it's a process problem and you put a new system in, you're just going to have a shiny new system that's not working because the process is broken. Yeah. And it's the same with AI. You automate a workflow. If that workflow is broken, you're just going to be automating a broken workflow. So trying to fix those underpinning processes is the first step.
How does one go from doing a master's in creative and media enterprises into being a business analyst? And what part of you kind of wanted to carry on with the creative?
Yeah, so it was actually the other way around. So my undergrad was in business information systems. Sort of took a very traditional route. So did a degree, did a grad scheme, sort of fell into business analysis. And in the background, I'd always had that sort of theatre-y experience. I've been on stage since I was like 5. So I grew up very much on stage. I was in a lot of bands in my teens and my 20s, so I'm a musician as well. So I've always had one foot in the creative world and one foot in the business world. And more, I think around 2012, 2014, that sort of era, we started to see a bit more of a convergence. So my business analysis practice started to become really, really creative. So my workshops were very craft-oriented or very arts-oriented, again, bringing in that theatrical practice. People are becoming much more willing to play and to introduce more joy into those sort of more corporate environments, which is great.
I also wanted to ask about one of the good causes that you were involved with. You were on the board of, I want to say, Teatro Theatre School, and they're a charity that uses theatre in order to build confidence in disadvantaged young people. Now, what did you see in those rooms that was different to the corporate boardrooms? And was there a different level of impact there?
The practice is very creative. We still need to file reports, file accounts, apply for grants, things like that. And we still needed processes. So again, making it way more fun, like lots of visualization, lots of interaction in those sessions. Different because the people that are in there and the things we're talking about, but actually that structuring, it's the same thing.
I was going to say, because you've got this really relaxed environment, people chatting around the kitchen table, having red wine, and then you come in with your corporate background. There's almost a clash between the two. So how do you integrate into the previous environment for everyone else who's trying to enter a new work team and wants to bring their expertise, but without dismantling the credit of the previous team?
There is an element of adapting your practice to the culture. So I'm probably not going to go into a traditional financial services organisation armed to the teeth with creative tools and techniques and fluffy teddy bears and lots of stickers. I am going to tailor my practice more to that culture. We call it the creative cooker. So if you imagine a hob, it's got 4 rings. You can't just throw somebody from cold into the hottest ring of creativity. You can't go from nothing to 9. You have to warm people up. So we start with a little bit of creativity and then we see how it goes. And if it's well received, we might become a little bit more creative. If we try a little bit of creativity and that's as far as people want to go, then we don't push it.
Rachel, we have a closing tradition on this podcast, which is where the guest, regardless of who they are, answers this one question. And that is, what is one message that you've never sent but you wish everyone would receive?
Ooh, believe in yourself. It's really corny, but it's true. It's, I think everybody should believe in themselves, be authentic, and find joy. Like, life's actually pretty short, really, on the grand scale of things. If you're thinking astronomical kind of proportions. So just spend time to have joy. Find what it is that makes you joyful. And live a life that's honest to that and authentic to that.
What makes you joyful?
My friends. My friends, my husband, the connections I have. Board games. But board games with friends, right? It's people. People make me joyful.
Nice. Rachel, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming on. So it's been fantastic, and I can't wait for you to go and talk to many people at Mill Street. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, David.